We've all been there. A disagreement with a friend, maybe a family member, even a coworker. It's one of those times when you're trying to talk it out, but no matter what you say, it just feels like you're hitting a brick wall. And so today we're actually going to talk about the silent conversation that's actually happening during a conflict. Because when words fail, it's actually our body language that is often telling another story. Understanding that story can actually be the key to turning a tense disagreement into actually a meaningful conversation. Did you know that 93% of our conversation is actually nonverbal? Back in the 1960s, Dr. Albert Mehrabian created the famous communication breakdown. And what he said was that 7% of our communication is words, 38% is the tone of voice that we use, and 55% is communicated through our body language. So, first of all, let's talk about the silent signals that we actually share that can actually escalate a conflict without us even knowing it. These are the things that our body might be doing that are essentially screaming, I'm not listening, I'm not interested, or I just don't want to talk. So, how do we actually find a solution to those? I want you to imagine this. You're in a heated discussion, and unconsciously, you're crossing your arms, or you're even just putting them on your hips. You may be doing it because it's comfortable, but it clearly is showing a sign of defensiveness and closed off attitude. In the end, it's actually creating a barrier between you and the person that you're in a conversation with. Another common one is avoiding eye contact. And while this can actually signal a level of discomfort, it can also make the other person feel that you're actually dismissing them. It's as if you're not confident in your own words or don't respect theirs. So when you're constantly avoiding someone's gaze, it can actually break down the trust and make them feel unheard. And then comes the fidgeting. Fidgeting is something that we can do oftentimes without even thinking about it. The problem with fidgeting is that it could actually indicate impatience, anxiety, boredom, and these actually don't actually assist in a constructive conversation. So the other person may be thinking that you'd rather be somewhere else, or that maybe the perspective that they are sharing isn't worth listening to. Now let's switch and let's actually look at some positive body language that you can share when in conflict. So, what you can actually do is show body language that communicates, I'm here, I'm listening to you, I want to work this out. How can we do this together? So, try this. Instead of sitting with crossed arms, open your posture. Keep your arms uncrossed. What you can always do is actually put them at your side. And doing this actually communicates that you're open, you're honest, and actually that you're willing to engage. You're showing that you actually don't have anything to hide, and this is a receptive way of keeping the conversation going. The next thing to think about is appropriate eye contact. What you want to do is you actually want to have eye contact with the individual you're communicating with 60 to 70% of the time. And by doing this, it actually shows that you're engaged, you're being respectful, and that you have a level of confidence. Now, don't go to the opposite extreme and stare at them intensely. Instead, look at them for a couple seconds and then look away. Doing this really communicates, I'm with you, I'm here, I'm listening to what you're saying. If you're in a group, what you can always do is look at individuals in the group for a couple seconds. So kind of doing the same thing as you would do with an individual, but now doing it in a group setting, recognizing each individual in the group. And finally, try leaning in slightly. Leaning in it's a bit of a subtle gesture, but it really communicates with the other person, I'm here, I'm invested in what you're saying, and it also makes them feel heard. It's a bit of an active way of showing that what you're saying is important. And it actually shows that you are paying close attention to what they're saying. Now, what you want to do is you want to be conscious of leaning in too close, or maybe noticing if the other person is actually feeling uncomfortable. If they are, and you're noticing that, lean back, take a break. So remember, body language is oftentimes subconscious, but with a little awareness, you can actually start to use it to your advantage when facing conflict. And it's these subtle little changes that can actually make a huge difference in how your message is actually received by the other individual. It can really help you actually come to a common ground. So, next time you're in a conflict, pay close attention to your body language. Are you open? Are you engaged? And are you showing that you actually care about the other person and that you're seeking to actually resolve the conflict?